Okay, guys, here at Out West Athlete, we're not always fitness or shooting our bows or anything like that. We want to show you what we do with our meat also. Um, Not sure if this has been done before. I couldn't find anything on YouTube or anything on the internet on how to do. What I have here is I've got an elk prime rib. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna show you the ingredients that I have, what I'm gonna try, how I'm gonna try and add some fat. So what I have is I have thyme, fresh rosemary, I've got garlic, and coconut oil is gonna be my fat for this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna melt down some coconut oil, and I'll tell you why I'm gonna do this. But anyway, I'm gonna melt down coconut oil. I'm gonna run my rosemary and thyme through a processor, get it real fine, and I'm gonna mix it in with my fat. I'm gonna inject the prime rib with my oil as a liquid throughout the meat. I'm gonna take a small knife, poke holes in there, and I'm gonna put garlic cloves throughout the meat. There's no bone in this, by the way. With that, just a trick that I've learned throughout years of smoking is a good way to get a rub or anything like that to stick to your meat is yellow mustard. Don't be scared. It does not ruin the flavor of your meat at all. It just helps your seasoning stick. So once I get all this together inside the meat, I'm gonna put the mustard all over, and I'm gonna use just Montreal steak seasoning. The reason I'm gonna use oil. I'm gonna melt it now, mix in my seasonings, and then I'm gonna refrigerate it. Because what I want it to do is solidify back, if that makes sense. So that when I go to cook it, it's not already melted in the meat. It's actually a solid again inside the meat is my plan. That way it melts out slow when I'm cooking this tomorrow. When I cook this, I'm actually going to smoke it. I'm going to show you the process of getting the meat ready and in the refrigerator the night before. And tomorrow I'll pick the video up about noon. I'm planning on eating this about 5-6 o'clock, and I'll go through the smoking process of the fry. So get some coconut oil. What I'm hoping is to get this consistency back in the morning inside the meat, so that way, as it's inside the smoker and the heat's penetrating the center of the meat, it's slowly melting this and not falling out of the meat, if you will, leaving the meat. Hopefully it'll keep it moist inside. So, we'll melt that down. And what I have here is just a GE brand of like a bullet. So I've got rosemary, now I'm gonna do a little thyme. So the reasoning I did that was to try and get it to a powder consistency. To get it to a powder so I could get it through my injection needle. Okay, plan B. I lost my injection needle. So we're just gonna have to come up with another way to inject this. Now, after just processing this, I can smell that a little is gonna go a long way. So I think I'm gonna just do like a half a teaspoon. Let's start with that. Let me see what that does. See if it'll mix. See, and that's kind of what I'm looking for. I don't know if you can see that. So I think let's inject that. If that goes to for the whole meat, then great. So what I'm gonna do is I just got a thermometer here, which is about the size of an injection needle. What I'm gonna do is just make a hole. I'll fill the syringe with the oil, and I'll just try and get it in the hole and just slowly inject it. I might try and make a bigger hole. Let's see if that one works. Oh, much better. Look at that. That's going to be the ticket. One of those. I'm going to put whole cloves of garlic. I should have done this before. Like I said, I'm going to put mustard on here. I do this all the time with pork shoulders. I've done it before with prime ribs. So, don't be scared. And you want it to coat it. You can use a brush, whatever, but I just pat it on there. And I'm going to coat the whole top. I don't want to see any mustard with this. I'm hoping it's not too thick, but I just hope I can just cover the meat is what I'm shooting for here. Oh, the dogs are fighting. Slide this in the fridge. We're going to go do a little shooting in the morning. And I'm going to come back at noon while the guys keep shooting, get dinner ready. Like I said, we do this for ourselves, feed our family, our friends. I wanted this prime rib to be a special occasion, but any good day is a special occasion in my book. So as long as you've got your friends, your family, your health, what better time than now to try it? So we'll get with you in the morning. All right, guys, I got the prime rib out. I've had it out about 30 minutes now. I got the smoker going, temperature set 225 degrees. I'm planning on this taking about 3 to 3.5 hours. What I'm going to do is I got peach wood chips, I've got hickory wood chips. I'm going to do a mixture of both. I'm going to do that every hour on the hour for 3 hours, no more. So if the prime rib takes a little bit longer, we're just going to use the smoker just to continue the cooking process. I have a water pan in there. I'll add about a cup of water, cup and a half. And I've got a digital thermometer. I'm going to keep an eye on the temperature. I'm shooting for about 130 to 135 degrees. That's when I'll pull it out and I'll wrap it in foil and I'll let it rest for another 20 minutes or so, and hopefully it's ready. One little trick I didn't tell you that I do, if I know I'm going to smoke at 225 degrees, I'll crank the smoker up to about 240, 250. That way by the time I actually open the door, get the meat in, get the door shut, the temperature is going to fall a lot. So hopefully it falls down to the 220 degree range, so it doesn't have to climb so far to get back up to temp. So I've got my probe. I'm going to stick it in about the thickest part of the meat that I can see. All right. So you can see it's plenty hot. Trick is get this in as quick as you can. Okay, so I'm going to add just a little bit of hickory. And a little bit of peach. And in 1 hour, I'll come back and add more chips, and then an hour after that, I'll add some more. In the meantime, I think we're gonna go practice shooting our bow. Keep an eye on the prime rib. Okay, prime rib has reached 137 degrees. So see if we're gonna pull out a brick or something good to eat. So this cooked just under 3 hours. Oh, I'd say that looks pretty good. So now I'm gonna wrap it in foil. We're gonna let it rest for about 15 to 20 minutes. And at that point, we'll carve into it. I'll take a picture, but I think it was a success. So that is how you smoke an elk prime rib.